So if you focus on success, you will have stress. But if you pursue excellence, success will be guaranteed. So that's a quote from Deepak Chopra. And last summer, we did a summer series with Don Miguel Ruiz's book, The Four Agreements. So in this, the world's hottest summer in the history of the modern age, we are diving into the cool waters of Deepak Chopra's 7 Spiritual Laws of Success. So I've had the pleasure of meeting Deepak and speaking on the same stage with him in New York at Carnegie Hall to kick off the #NeverAlone movement. It was a global movement to support mental health and emotional well-being, to raise awareness about suicide, and in that awareness, bring about prevention. I can tell you, I was more than a little starstruck because Dr. Chopra was one of the very first teachers I experienced in the world of New Thought. Listening to his books in the early 90s, to be standing face to face with him right here, touching his shoulder, hearing that voice that I had heard in my car on cassette tape and on CD, talking to me, I mean, it was just a little surreal. It was. And I had to ground myself and bring myself down to earth. But you know what? He was just a delightful person. He was genuine. He was kind. He was supportive. And he was giving. All those things he talks about in all of his books and all of his tapes. He truly embodied that in my conversation with him. And I walked away from that meeting with a heart full of gratitude. So this book, this little book, is a breakaway or a practical guide based on one of his earlier bestsellers, Creating Affluence. You know me, I like practical. It's in our mission statement here at Unity of Gulfport to inspire and support a positive path for spiritual living through practical application of spiritual principles. That's what this book is. It's a little guide to the practical application of the spiritual principles that Deepak Chopra teaches us in order to manifest success or truly just to allow success in our life. Because it really is our true nature to be successful. We get in the way of it. So let's dive into that. It'll feel good about now. Deepak's 7 Spiritual Laws of Success. What are spiritual laws? Well, they're natural laws which govern all of creation, no matter your belief system. They do not require you to believe in them to work. The law of attraction, the law of circulation, the law of intention. They do not require that you believe they're there or that they even work. And you might even say those laws are timeless wisdom. These 7 spiritual laws of success debunk the myth that success only comes as a result of hard work, of toiling every day, of exacting plans and driving ambition. They debunk that and show another way. Because these seven principles offer a life-changing perspective on achieving success. What is that? What is that? Come on. What is it, Reverend Kimberley? Hey, thank you, Donna. Once we understand our true nature and learn to live in harmony and balance with those natural laws, with our environment, and with ourself, we come to a sense of well-being, of good health, of fulfilling relationships, vibrant energy, enthusiasm for life, and then the material abundance will spring forth easily and effortlessly. Discover your true self and dissolve the ego. Yes, I want you to stop edging God out of your life, because that's what our ego does. It edges God right out of our life. Start spending more time in nature and in your own true nature. Our true nature is pure potentiality. Pure potentiality is the first law, and Deepak also calls it the law of unity. So isn't that fitting? The law of pure potentiality is the law of unity. When we live in our pure potentiality, we are effortlessly achieving our greatest desires. A few weeks ago, I defined it as you living your full potentiality when you are a success by living the gift, living your life, doing that thing that is the thing that God gave you and only you, that you do the absolute best of anybody in the world with the least amount of effort and the most amount of joy. That is living in pure potentiality. And when we are living like that, we are shifting our consciousness from external to internal. And pure potentiality, it is simply our true nature. I was counseling someone earlier this week, and they said, Reverend Kimberley, I don't know how you can say you love me when you really hardly even know me. And I said, because it's my nature. I see you as a divine child of God. And within you, I see the same source that is within me. And that is love. And I love you. That can shift somebody's life when they know they are loved unconditionally by somebody they really don't even know, but someone they reached out to for help. It can shift the perspective. It can shift a life. And when we shift our external consciousness, shift from the external success that is our ego, an ego is temporary. External success may be power that you gain from a prestigious job. Whew, yeah, you've got it going on. And you're driving an awesome car. I've seen it. I know it. And maybe it's that you even have a lot of money and all the power that brings to you. But you know what? Those objects, those things, those are temporary. They are temporary. And when those external objects are gone, when that job's gone, when the car's gone, when the money's gone, so is the power. It's gone. Like it was never even yours to start with. Because it wasn't. It was your ego's, not yours. Because our true self is not our ego self. Our ego self is a false self. It's that self we put out there to people. But I want you to shift into living into your true self. When we shift from the external to the internal, well, now we're talking. The internal consciousness that is your true self, it's permanent. The power from self-confidence, self-respect, and self-love, that's true power. Nobody can take it away from you. Because those things, as long as you stay in that internal consciousness, they don't go away. They're permanent. Self-love, self-respect, self-confidence. That's where your true power is. And we can shift into that internal consciousness of our true self by spending more time in nature, by spending more time in silence, by spending time in meditation, by spending time in non-judgment. Not sitting out there, people watching, judging everybody that comes by. I know that can be fun, but no, we're not going to do that. We're going to rise up. We are going to rise up and be better than that. In aligning with pure consciousness, you are tapping into the most powerful force of all creation. The force that connects desire with fulfillment. You can call that success. The force that connects desire with fulfillment, that is success. When your external consciousness, your ego self wants something, well, I tell you what, you experience a lot of obstacles. You have to work hard. You have to get over those obstacles, around those obstacles, over them, under them, however you can get around them. And frustration begins to abound in your life. You're stressed out. You're frustrated because you're working so hard to get something that your ego has convinced you is for you. But there is another way. Fulfillment of desires and success should be effortless, coming from our true nature. As effortless as the acorn falling from the tree. The acorn falls from the tree, it buries in the soil, and pretty soon it comes up as a seedling, and then it becomes the mighty oak with no effort at all. It just fell from the tree. Gravity took care of it. The natural law took care of that. So that's what I'm saying. You have to let the natural laws work for you just like they do for the acorn. The acorn didn't have to do anything but let gravity do its job. And it became the mighty oak. Maybe as effortless as the bird taking flight, spreading its wings and riding that flow of air current. You know, when we were in Alaska, I was blessed to see the bald eagles doing that. But here, every day, we have the opportunity to go to the beach and see the shorebirds doing that. They get up there on the current, they open up their wings, and it's effortless. They just float on that air with no effort at all. Isn't that beautiful? Don't you love to do that? I could just sit there all day and just watch them. They just open their wings, no effort, and they just float all day. Or as effortless as the squirrel, waking up in the nest, scampering down the tree, in all that zeal and joy, enjoying the day. No effort. Even though they look like they're hurrying, they're not. Yet everything is accomplished. They find the nut, they get it, they hoard some away up in their nest, and they eat some. It's effortless. And the wheel of the year turns. Success. With no effort. It's the true nature of consciousness to fulfill every desire. To create a solution to every problem from the source. When you open up to pure potentiality, the universe supports you in becoming your best and highest self. Every day, 24/7. The universe conspires with no effort at all to bring you what you want. Let me share with you the absolute best thing about living in that pure potentiality. It's that you choose. You get to choose. And in that awareness that is your choice, you change your life by living in the awareness that it is your choice. You can get out of your ego at any time. You become aware. Oh, I believe I'm a little bit in my ego right here. It's not a life sentence. You are not serving a mandatory life sentence in your ego. At any time, you can walk through the gate and leave the ego back there behind the bars and stop edging God out of your life. It's your choice every day to get out of the ego because humans have self-awareness. We have that wonderful gift of awareness. So when we become aware, I think I'm a little bit in my ego about that. I don't have to stay in it. I'm not forced to. I can let it go at any time. And stillness is the very first step. Silence. There's power in silence. In Psalms 46:10, it reads, "Be still and know that I am God." Be still and know. I am. I am. The things that make life worth living are not found up here. They're felt right here. And the first step to get right here is to go into the silence. into the silence of meditation. So I want you to get comfortable. I want to give you a centering thought. I am here to fulfill my infinite potential. I am here to fulfill my infinite potential. If it feels right for you, I want you to close your outer eyes. And I want you to just be aware of your breath. Follow it as it flows in, life force in, flows out, releasing and letting go. In, life force receiving, out, letting go stress. Slow your breathing down a little bit. In and out. Allowing yourself to find your own perfect rhythm. Now silently to yourself, say the mantra, Shivoham, Shivoham, Shivoham. The mantra means I am connected to pure potentiality. And I want you to allow yourself to drift into the silence. And if you become aware of a thought peeking in, I want you to go back to silently repeating the mantra, Shivoham, Shivoham. I'll mind the time for you. Shivoham. So as we all begin to come out of the silence and back into this sacred space and awareness of our physical body, I want you to take a collective breath in, a collective breath of gratitude as we all open our eyes. So we went into the silence for just a moment. It was less than 2 minutes. It might have felt longer. So Deepak teaches us to do that 30 minutes in the morning and 30 minutes in the evening. If you're not used to meditating in the silence, that might seem hard. So I would say start with 5 minutes. Start with 10 minutes. Start with whatever is comfortable for you and your body. But spend some time in silence. In the morning when you first awake, and in the evening before you get your routine and you're ready to retire for the evening. It will settle your mind. It will place your mind on your intention. So the second law of the 7 spiritual laws of success is the law of giving, or the law of giving and receiving. The universe operates through dynamic exchange. Giving and receiving are different aspects of the flow of energy in the universe, in the cosmos. And in our willingness to give that which we seek, we keep the abundance of the universe circulating in our lives. Our body is in dynamic and constant exchange with the universe, and our mind is dynamically interacting with the mind of the cosmos, the mind of Source, the mind of God. Our energy is an expression of Source energy. The flow of life is the harmonious flow of the elements and forces. Stopping the circulation by either failing to give or failing to receive is like putting a tourniquet on one of your limbs. You stop the flow, everything clots up. It stagnates and eventually dies and has to be removed or just falls off. We must keep the circulation going. We must keep the flow balanced. Keep it flowing by giving and receiving. For everything in life is a give and take. Everything. Personal relationships, money, thoughts, everything in life is a give and take. A constant exchange. Giving brings receiving, while receiving brings giving. In Proverbs, the ancient text says, one gives freely, yet grows all the richer. Another withholds what he should give and only suffers want. Whoever brings blessing will be enriched, and one who brings water, himself will be watered. So as we give, so we will receive. As we sow, so shall we reap. So if you want joy in your life, the best way to have joy in your life is to give joy. To do something to create joy for someone else. If you want love in your life, then offer love. Offer love to someone or offer love to everyone. If you want prosperity in your life, they are. Help others be abundant. Help someone else find prosperity. Help someone else be abundant. It's a beautiful rhythm. You know, when I teach something, I learn something. When I teach, I might think I know all there is to know about it, and I teach a workshop about a particular subject, and every single time I learn something, because I learned something in the teaching, because there is a give and a take. I give and I receive, and I'm open to that. Deepak tells us a practical application of the law of giving we can bring into our life is when you meet someone, give them happiness, joy, and laughter. Give them happiness, joy, and laughter. Those three things don't cost anything, but they give so much. Give freely, give often, and receive freely. Deepak shares that in teaching his children about giving, he told them, wherever you go, whoever you encounter, bring them a gift. Now, I know you all just thought, well, that can get pretty expensive, Reverend Kimberley, if I go giving gifts to everybody I meet and everybody I talk to. Let's just shift that perspective a tiny bit. Because as I said last week and I believe the week before, sometimes all it takes to change your reality is a tiny shift in your perspective. So let's shift the perspective a little bit from, oh, wow, that'd be pretty expensive. Because maybe the gift is something they need or want. Maybe it is something that you go and buy or something you have and you give to that person because they need it or they want it. But now here's the shift. The gift might also be a compliment. It might be a flower. It might be a smile. And it might be a prayer. The gift may be offered openly, but also may be given silently. Because everybody's not open to receive. So we give silently sometimes. So for today, give something to everyone you come in contact with and begin the process of circulating joy, wealth, and affluence in your life and in the lives of others. Because that's how it happens. You start the circulation process by giving and then being open to receive and receiving. Some find it easier to give and are great givers. Some people are great recipients. They love getting presents, and every time you come home from a trip, they say, "What'd you bring me? What'd you bring me?" "Well, I'm sorry I didn't have time. I'm happy to see you." And some people give and receive with equal graciousness, and some don't receive very well at all. Have you ever tried to give someone a gift or pay them a compliment, and then you see them balk? You know what a balk is? When that pitcher starts to pitch and then doesn't. That's a balk. Maybe they hesitate. Or maybe they're embarrassed at your offering of kindness, love, and admiration. Or maybe you're the one that was on the receiving end and found yourself being uncomfortable and unable to accept and respond with gratitude and grace. I'm saying if somebody's willing to give, you receive. You receive with grace and gratitude. I believe that many people in today's society have difficulty accepting an offered gift. Maybe a tiny shift in perspective is in order to receive the abundance that the universe holds for us. In order to manifest your dreams and to take part in the process of co-creating your life, because you have to take action. You have to be willing to give and receive, to co-create in your life and attract to yourself the objects of your heart's desire. You must know that you are worthy to receive. Don't stop the circulation. Don't stop the circulation, because then you're stopping it. You're letting life stagnate. You don't want to do that. Live it full out. Live it in joy and harmony. And the law of circulation, the law of giving and receiving, is a natural law. You don't have to believe in it. It works. It works. And it doesn't require that you know it. It doesn't require you believe in it. But it works 24/7 all the time. The law of giving and receiving. And it thrives on harmony and balance. So as you give, so shall you receive. And so it is.